welcome to the next episode of Dr. NOx. And this time I would like to take a step back from the NOx sensor and embrace a little bit wider view of the SCR system in general. But for those of you who have little clue of what exactly that is, it is a single-purpose system that is designed to fight the NOx emissions. And this system, in order to operate, it needs to consume the diesel exhaust fluid or AdBlue in the process. And therefore, it can be split into two main sections. The one that consumes the diesel exhaust fluid and the one that supplies it. And in this video, I would like to focus on the system that supplies the diesel exhaust fluid. The two main components of diesel exhaust fluid supply system are, of course, the pump and the injector. And what's interesting with these pumps is that since we are dealing with these sales for quite some time now, we have had the privilege to analyze the claim data that we received back from the market to identify some very interesting trends. One very interesting example we can see here, there's evidence that the filter cup has clearly been shattered. And some might say that, well, it's because this plastic cup is too weak, and we know that this pump puts out in excess of 10 bars of pressure. And of course, the plastic cup simply doesn't hold and it shatters. Well, this is in fact not true. We know that this cup is designed to withstand well above 10 bars of pressure, but the reason why it cracks is because the AdBlue or diesel exhaust fluid solution inside has been frozen. And this in turn happens because for some reason the system did not allow the diesel exhaust fluid or AdBlue to evacuate from the pump when the truck has been shut down. And as the result, it stays inside the filter cup, it freezes overnight. We know that ice expands as it freezes, and this expansion is well more powerful than just 10 bars of pressure, believe me. So this is the reason why it fails. Another interesting thing has to do with the AdBlue or diesel exhaust fluid injector itself. Now, as we are getting these back from the warranty claims, what we have found upon disassembly is that every single small orifice has been deposited with diesel exhaust fluid or AdBlue crystals. Now, what does that mean? It means that we need to pay close attention to the cleanliness and quality of diesel exhaust fluid solution. And speaking about diesel exhaust fluid, here's a couple of interesting things to note. So what exactly is it? Well, it turns out this is a mix of roughly 1/3 of urea solution inside distilled and deionized water. And what's more, there's a specific set of rules on how it should be stored. For example, the temperature range must be within 0 to 30 degrees Celsius. Direct exposure to sunlight should be avoided at all costs. The container should be hermetically sealed without the possibility to evaporate. Containers from other fluids should never be used. And we also must pay attention on how clean is the container where it is stored. And so, in order to help our customers to avoid the majority of all the problems that we have discussed here today, we have launched a brand new product range, which is the diesel exhaust fluid, or AdBlue, as we know here in Europe, filters. So make sure you change these every 100,000 kilometers, or more frequently, if your budget allows, and you have your SCR system clean and healthy. And before we conclude, I would like to mention one final thing. Sometimes we get claims for this diesel exhaust fluid pump stating that it produces no pressure. And we have a specifically designed label for just this purpose that clearly states that you should prime the pump before installation. Now, priming means that with the syringe that we supply along with every kit, you should inject about 200 cc's into the inlet of the pump. Now, if that doesn't work, it also states that you should try and apply at least 6 bars of compressed air into the same inlet of the pump. After that, it should work flawlessly. So in conclusion, what you need to remember: make sure that the system designed for evacuating diesel exhaust fluid from the pump after shutdown is operational. Make sure that the injector has not been blocked with diesel exhaust fluid crystals. Also make sure that diesel exhaust fluid solution you purchase is of the best quality, and if you need to store it, you do it in accordance with all the mentioned rules. Make sure to replace the diesel exhaust fluid filters every 100,000 kilometers, and if you purchase a brand new pump, make sure to prime it before installation. That is all. Thank you for watching. Make sure to follow us on social media, and see you next time.